finding out who you are, what you are, what you're about, where you're from, what your people are like, what's your culture, what's your name, you know. This is why the Nation of Islam at first could not get through to our people, because again, we're asking them to shed their slave names. Whoa, wait a minute, I like to be Johnson, I like to be Jackson, you know. No, but that's not your name, okay? The one who bore your great-grandfather was Jackson. You know, now find out who you are. See, we were afraid to let the name of the slave master's name go. Most of our people named Washington are named Washington. Very few white folks that are named Washington, as you know. Very few white folks are named Jefferson. Most of them are black folks. We love these names. You know, find out your forefathers' names, and you know, take your name and be who you are. That's the first step to self-identification. Then once you identify yourself, then what's your language? Sure, nobody came in here speaking English. No black person coming here speaking English. You see? So change your language. Change your religion. There's no black person coming here crying Jesus or what's the name of it? Talking about Jesus. Nobody. For the 20-some million or whatever that came, that survived, there were nearly 150 million that were taken out of Africa. But for the 20-some million that survived in North America, and nobody that was Christian, nobody brought a cross here. You know, we've seen relics of Holy Qurans that were brought here. Yes, there were Muslims that were brought here, and there were enemies that were brought here. So change your religion. Have the courage. Change your religion. At least, if you don't have the courage to get your old religion, at least throw this one away, because that's not yours. You know, it doesn't serve you anyway other than subjugating you. Even though they want to put a black preacher over there trying to make you believe all of this garbage they do, and of course trying to shoot down all the religion, as we've seen lately. But again, it's all part of the same propaganda, part of the same machine, because again, you're only useful to them if you have become obedient to them. And you're only obedient to them as you practice, as they preach to you. That's how you become obedient to them. But you throw away your religion that they've given you and get your real forefathers' religion. Get your real forefathers' culture. At this point, then, you become a man standing next to another man as a man. Wait a minute, as a man. Not as his subservient, not as his slave, or as his second-class citizen. No, because a man is a man only as he can claim his possessions and himself. Do you see? I have my language and my culture and my religion. I ain't got nothing from white folks. I could care to have anything from them. Do you understand? And our people need to do that. That way I can deal with him on that equality basis. Not if I come to you and I have your name, I have your religion, I have your language, and I am equal to you. Imagine that. No, because again, you borrowed everything from me. I gave you everything, so how can you be any equal to me? Right. Do you see? You're not even yourself. I identify you. So therefore, we cannot have a step of equality unless we have all of our cultural base together. Then we can come to the table as a man with another man. You learn mine, I learn yours. This is what I do with the white folks. I learn their language, and I teach them mine. Yeah, I have my culture, I teach them mine. I know theirs, I have mine too. Do you see? That is what you people should be. Allah in His creation made you who you are. If He wanted to make you English, He would have made you English. He didn't. Do you see? Therefore, He gave you your part, your share. Now, you allow somebody else to come and take away your share and turn around and give you their share. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what's happening to our people. You see? A zebra is only going to be a zebra. I mean, I'm saying, and a horse is going to be a horse. You're not going to have the zebra become horse. You know, that's the nature of things.
Mm-hmm. Now for some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you want?
Yeah, allow me 1 minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, we just want to get into asking a few questions.
Yes, sure.
To dispel a lot of the myths and miseducation. For a lot of black Americans here, they see Africa as a dark continent, as far as technology, as far as building. Could you first?
Well, first of all, I don't like the term dark continent, because it was called dark continent by the Europeans because they were ignorant of it. They never been there, they never knew anything about it, so there was this unknown, you know, and so they called it the dark continent because it was not known to them. To us who were there, we knew it, so it was not dark for us. Secondly, of course, the color of the people are dark, and for the insulation, they call it the dark continent. Africa is not a dark continent. Africa is the continent of enlightenment. We enlightened everybody in the world. Yes, we did. The first man came on Africa. He didn't come anywhere else. You can find the scientific evidence. You can find the fossil evidence and all the evidence in the world. So therefore, if you are dark continent, everybody else is dark. We gave the world birth. We gave everything to the world.
Okay.
So we gave birth to everything, you know. But again, you have to understand the process by which now our people here were made to feel bad about Africa. Because again, they didn't want you to go back there. Of course, with good reason. Why would they want you to go? They brought you here, mind you. So you can give them free labor. You know, Africa was robbed of its mines, its brown, and its people. So that you stay here. They're not going to tell you Africa is so nice, because you will long to get back there. So you didn't want to go there. You see, the psychology was, well, we really saved you. Well, how can you have saved me? You enslaved me. You said you saved me. Do you understand the trick they play on our people? And of course, to maintain that, over the years, they always kept giving these stories. They made up stories, by the way. None of these stories are true. There never was a Tarzan in Africa. There never were, you know, all of these stories they made up, and they fed it to the people to say, see, this is what Africa is like. So you all should be glad you're here. Do you understand? So that you will feel like, oh, well, after all, maybe this is where I should be. I should be glad that I'm here. So the trick worked. It worked very well. How is it you can get white folks out of Africa? They'll find you to get out of Africa. They're there. Do you understand? So therefore, they're telling you these things, but yet at the same time, they're there. You cannot get them out of there. They love it there. Do you understand? Oh yes. They won't go back to Europe. No, they won't. I'll go back to Africa, but they won't go back to Europe. Do you understand? Do you see? So our people need to wake up. You know.
As far as Africa too, and you're mentioning that a lot of Europeans won't leave Africa.
They won't leave.
There's a lot of mineral resources, especially down in South Africa with the gold mine, diamond mines. You have the Oppenheimers and the De Beers, and many other resources that are in Africa.
Well, the world would not work unless there is an Africa in the world. I think God in this plan made so that because Africa had the basically, it's just like you wouldn't have a car running unless you had a tank of gas in there. Africa is the world's tank of gas. Everything that runs in the world comes out of Africa. Well, most of it anyway. I'll say 90% of it comes out of Africa. From uranium to cobalt to diamond to gold to petroleum, you name it, it's in the soil. So therefore, the world needs Africa more than Africa needs the world. See, I'm saying this thing here. We were in Africa living for thousands of years, nobody else was living. Do you understand? The war was going on in Africa. We were building buildings and eating food. But now,
okay.
The same psychic trauma that I just explained with regard to slavery also has happened in Africa. See, Africans have been made to believe something that was totally false.